Well, on the line with me now, I have singer-songwriter Shane Starkey here to talk about his debut single, Brick House, that's dropping next week. Hey Shane, welcome to Hammock Sessions.
Hey Nikki, thank you for having me.
Total pleasure. Now, firstly, congratulations on, it hasn't been released yet, but almost...
That's right, so close now, yeah.
Almost your new debut single, Brick House. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I feel good. It's kind of strange to think that it's been, probably 15, 16 years since I first, started playing guitar and writing songs, so I guess it feels a bit strange to, be finally releasing my debut, but yeah, no, it's good. Yeah, it feels right, I guess.
Beautiful. Of course, you are no stranger to the stage, having been the frontman for the Stark Tones and releasing music through them. But is it different, do you think, on your own as opposed to having a band around you?
Yeah, I think that's the different experience about this one is that it's not to say that the other ones weren't, but I think when you've got that shared experience, it kind of takes that little pressure. It divides the pressure, it divides where this is kind of all me. But as I said, I think it's been so long in the making. I have obviously done a lot of other music and played with other bands, which has been an absolute thrill. And I think that's what probably makes it more perfect for me, in the sense that I've learned a lot from other experiences, that it feels good to be able to put that into this now. So yeah, I feel definitely really, really pumped and excited to get this out there. The other songs were great to release. Even obviously last time we spoke about the song that we released, which was a cool experience. So, but yeah, no, I thank you for giving me the opportunity to play this one a little bit, maybe sneaky tonight, right? Is that what we're going to do?
Yes, we are going to give it a little sneaky little pre-release at the end of our, pre-release listen at the end of our chat, which I'm excited about. Be awesome.
I'm very pumped for that, because, at the end of the day, most of your, sure listeners know that, you are a absolute fantastic DJ in the sense of what you play. I've been obviously enjoying your set tonight already, so it feels honoured to be able to share the song with you. So yeah.
Oh, well, thank you, because it goes both ways. I love what you do, so it's easy for me to support you.
Thanks, Nikki.
Now, tell us a little bit about Brick House. I do believe it came about while you were watching a movie over in Thailand. Is that right?
That is correct, actually, yeah. Unlike, I guess, a lot of other songs that are written a bit more real about certain situations, this was actually one of the first kind of almost completely fictional songs that I wrote. So, yeah, correct. Me and my partner were in Thailand, and we'd seen The Revenant, which, I just have to say is one of my favourite movies of all time. But it was so cold. It was so cold, to the point that it was almost like walkout cold. Like, we were the only people in there, and at the time, the only thing that I guess we could grip onto was each other. The only thing to keep us warm, because I just wanted to keep watching the movie, I guess. But yeah, funnily enough, I had just bought a guitar for like $150, which is still, I'm actually looking at it right now. It's kind of like a bit of a postcard. That's actually got an interesting story itself. But long story short, I went back to the hotel, and I wrote Brick House. So yeah, which was like four or 5 years ago now.
Wow, so it's taken that time to finally come out into the light.
Yes. Well, and that's the thing. Since writing it, it was written in obviously like a tiny bathroom and it's a tiny little hotel in Bangkok. And since then, it's been played, in numerous different versions and with the Stark Tones and from the very beginning, when I first actually kind of, long story short, me and my friends took a break at work. We won't take a break, it was during our work. But anyway, and we basically just jammed. And that was one of the first songs that I ever kind of released as a solo artist. And it got a little bit of interest, you know. So big shout out to Maddie Newton and Holly Terrence as well, which both kind of feature on it. And they were the kind of first ones that were like, giving me a bit of confidence to maybe kind of, you know, have a bit of a crack at just doing my own thing, I guess. And that, again, isn't to discredit any other experience. It was just that something I hadn't done before, you know. For me, every time I had got in a room to show other musicians my song, it was just natural that I wanted them to just give me what, you know, they had in a sense, you know. So I didn't want to direct it, you know, I guess, you know, like I wanted them to be able to just open. And before I knew it, you know, it went from, you know, supporting a full solo artist to being a band, you know, and that naturally happened over a good 12 years, you know, little things that turned into other bands. And, yeah, and now this is my first solo song. So, yeah.
I love it. And it's had its own journey, which is beautiful.
Yeah, it really has, you know, and you know, even the version that you'll hear now, you know, like it's the ending is something that we kind of came up a little bit in the studio, because it was actually a part of a song that I'd written for my mum years ago, and it never kind of made it, never did anything, you know, so it was kind of a bit special to put that on the end of it and kind of join something, because Mum's always been a big fan of the song. So
Of course.
It was nice to kind of, you know, represent those two things and put it together. So, you know, as I said, even the version that we're going to hear now is completely different to, or, you know, at least different in a sense to what anyone else has probably heard it before. So, yeah.
Oh, I love it. And you said about this track in the studio, which was recorded at Love Street Studios, yeah? By the legend, Scotty French.
Oh, Scotty French. What can you say about him?
He's a legend. That I know.
He's amazing. Like, he really is. Like, I mean, he's a very humble guy. He will never say that, and, you know, but, I mean, you know, all the, you know, bands and obviously all the music he's written himself is remarkable, but working with him is a whole new experience too. He's got this, let's just say this really calmness, you know, that you know, allows you to be able to ooze out stuff that you didn't really have. And you kind of listen back and you're like, wow, like, thank you. Like, I didn't really know I had that in me, or, you know, or...
He brings out the best in people, doesn't he? And the music.
Yeah, totally. But in such a kind of calming way. You don't even know he's doing it, you know? Like, you'll kind of sing a verse and you'll be like, oh, man, I'll have another go. And he's like, no, that's it. And you'll be like, what do you mean? Like, and yeah, it was a special you know, experience again, because I had recorded Gone Insane with Stark Tones with Scott as well, and that was, you know, I think from that moment I was like, I really want to work with this guy again, you know.
You were hooked.
Yeah, that's right. When it came the opportunity to record my own songs, it was like, yeah, cool, let's do this. And another person to shout out as well, Lachlan Dwyer. My gosh. So long story short, there he was doing some studies, I think, some uni studies with Scott, and he just so happened to be there on the days that I was recording these songs, and he just so happens to be remarkable musician himself, and incredible drum player and saxophone player and this and that. And so he features on all these songs that we've recorded together over these days. And Brick House, you'll hear him playing drums. So
sounds like divine timing.
It was, yeah, another special little moment. So yeah,
bless. And it was mastered by Paul Blakey as well.
Yeah, another legend.
Yeah, nice one. So you got all the legends on your team?
Yes, which I mean, look, I don't know whether, you know, they're going around calling themselves that, but me just having known what exactly, you know, like knowing what they've worked with and who they've worked with, you know, like it's again, I feel privileged to be working with these guys and having them, you know, put their touch on this song. So yeah,
I love it. Now, you've got your single launch happening at the Bathers Bar in Redcliffe, I guess. Is it Redcliffe?
That is correct, yeah, which is a kind of, I guess, a bit of a sort of random spot in a sense to have it. I guess it's usually the sunny coast or Brisbane, but I guess for me it was kind of middle ground, and it's where I kind of had spent a lot of my last few years living as such. I've just recently moved away from that area, but family and stuff growing up, so it was kind of cool to be able to host something. Actually, you know what? Thinking about it, Nikki, I was born in Redcliffe, so that's kind of cool.
Oh,
Thinking
yes.
that, yeah, there you go.
Bringing it back to, the beginning.
That's right. So yeah, I guess in that sense, it's kind of cool. And the Bathers Bar, I've obviously allowed us to have a bit of a single launch that night. We've got Lara D opening the evening, who's another fantastic musician as well. So you'll have to have a bit of a listen to her at some time.
Yes, I will. Yeah. I don't think I have heard her before. So
yeah, well,
beautiful.
Just recently did a film clip for her. So that turned out really cool, really cool. But yeah, so yeah, she starts, and then obviously I'll come on and finish off the night. And I mean, basically, if anyone is interested, there's 15 tickets left. So
wow, so if you're interested, get in there.
Yeah, which you can go to, all the socials or wherever those places are, and I'll obviously have my link up there. So if anyone is interested, feel free. Would love to have you there.
Beautiful. So yeah, maybe not leave it to next Saturday. Maybe with only 15 tickets left, you might, if you want to go, get onto it now. But how nice that we actually can have live music again. That in itself, that you're able to have a single launch, is kind of a gift at the moment, isn't it?
Totally, yeah. Well, I mean, because for the past few months, I've been kind of planning just having something under my house in a sense. Because I was like, well, I'm just going to have to invite around, 20 friends and just kind of do this thing, But it's absolutely fantastic to see live music coming back.
Isn't it just? Yeah. Oh my goodness. I think we cherish it so much more.
Oh, yeah, I think it's that one thing, like, that people, I guess, in some ways, I mean, obviously a lot of people, don't, but a lot of people take it for granted, I think, in a sense that they don't realise, even just the local guy in the corner of the pub, just those things, that people just miss that sense of real, energy, that real atmosphere. So
the energy between, performer and an audience, that energy exchange is such an amazing thing.
Totally. Yeah. Which just correct me if I'm wrong, but did you just say before that Dubberay are playing house parties or something? Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah, you can hit them up, and the house parties are all the rage at the moment.
That's amazing. When I heard that, I was like, wow, imagine having those guys at your house.
I know.
So, well, there you go. I mean, if that's a thing that's going to start happening now, then cool.
Yeah.
Why not? If they and that's, I guess, the cool thing with anything that people are passionate about is that when times do get hard, they find a way of making it work somehow.
That's it. You just got to think outside the box.
Yeah, totally.
And make it happen. I love it. So yeah, you never know, Shane. You might be doing house parties.
Yeah,
in the near future.
Actually, shout out there right now. Let's put it out there. Why not? I'd be so down. So I reckon that would be really cool. I actually heard, I think it was Matt Corby or something. Someone did that a few years ago, if I'm not mistaken. And I just thought to myself, man, that is cool. Kim Churchill, I think, is another one who's, if I'm not mistaken, has done it. And things like that. Again, having that personal experience would be wild. So,
amazing. Yeah. Well, they do
have both musician and
They do have the parlour gigs and things like that going around, so I guess it's just another version of that.
Yeah, cool.
Parties at home, new rage.
Damn, down for it. Mm-hmm.
Now, with your single, Brick House, can we pre-save your single?
Yes. Actually, that's a good point. There's a link again on my Facebook page. I'll share it again tonight. But yeah, you can actually pre-save it to iTunes or Spotify. I'm not sure what the other ones are, to be honest. But look, let's face it, they're kind of some of the main ones.
Yeah, most people are Spotify these days.
Yeah. So, but yeah, even that experience, creating my own artist, a bit of a new experience again. So yeah, it's all cool to be able to send people, to a place where they can finally listen to my music. Yeah.
Beautiful. So, yep, via your Facebook page would be the best bet, I'm guessing.
I think so, yes, because at the moment Instagram don't do that whole link thing, without 10,000 followers. Unless I get 10,000 followers, I can finally put links on there that people can click.
Bless.
Well, yeah, we'll see. But yeah, put the shout out there for that as well.
Love it. So, what's next on the agenda for you, Shane? Are you going to, after this single, is this going to be part of an EP or another single or an album? Like, what are you envisaging for the rest of 2020? Or dare you envisage anything?
Well, obviously everything kind of, with everything that's happened recently, it's put a bit of an interesting spanner in the works for, I guess, a lot of people, But I had, when I recorded Brick House, I was working on three other songs. So we had 4 songs in total, and the idea was that we're going to, work on it and slowly kind of release it. This is a little bit of a halt on things, but at the same time, I think we're going to push ahead. So I think I'm going to jump back in the studio, hopefully within the next probably month or two, and finish off the next single, which is actually a song that I'm doing. Well, an artist called Floki SB, which is another local rapper. Again, another artist that I just adore. He's just absolutely fantastic, such a talented dude. But he is going to be featuring on that song. So that will be my next release. And then I think early next year I would like to release the EP. So yeah, so that's what I'll be working on for I think the rest of the year.
Well, you got lots of things up your sleeve to keep you out of mischief for the next
hopefully
while.
Get a few more gigs in there too, So yeah.
Yeah.
I head up north in 2 weeks. I go up to Mackay. I play up in up. I'm not even going to try and pronounce it, to be honest, but up that way, three gigs, and it's going to be a heck of obviously a drive. But Mum and Dad are actually just sent me a message, and they're like, "We're coming with you." I don't think I even got a choice in that matter. Because my brother now works up that way, and I haven't seen him since the start of the year. So it's going to be a kind of
family road trip.
Yeah, it'd be a cool experience to kind of go up there and do a few little gigs to, and see places I've never seen. I mean, I've done, gigs all the way down the sort of coastline down to Melbourne, sort of as such, but I've never gone north. So, yeah.
Beautiful. Well, good luck with that. Sounds like you're up for an adventure and a half.
Yeah, luck is what I'm going to need, yes.
And, congratulations. The single Brick House drops next Saturday, August the 8th.
Yes.
Is that correct?
That is correct.
But people can go pre-save the single over on Spotify, but they can all find that via your, let's send them to Facebook, and it's Shane with Cheyne.
Right.
Yeah, none of this
again, blame my
business.
parents for that. But hey, it's a little bit different. But it will, if you do spell it right, it will be easy to find.
Exactly. Or you can go to the Nikki G Facebook page, and you'll be able to click the link straight on to your name, Shane Starkey, if people find it too hard to spell. Bless. Well, should we give the listeners a listen to Brick House?
Please. Oh. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, again.
Well, it has been a total pleasure having a chat and, finding out all about Brick House, and all the best for the launch next Saturday and your family road trip up north. Sounds
Thank
sweet.
you very much. Yeah, looking forward to it. So, yeah, thanks again, Nikki G. I really appreciate you having me.
Total pleasure. Well, here is Brick House, the debut single from Shane Starkey, and you're listening to it first right here on 101.3 Noosa FM.